All right, we're here today to talk with Tim Reeves of the Oregon 10th Amendment Center, and we're going to talk a little bit about Occupy Portland. Now, Tim had asked me recently to go with him down to Occupy Portland and take our camera and get some film footage of what exactly is going on down there. You know, we're trying to get an idea of exactly what's happening down there. So, you know, we went down, walked around. First thing we did was just kind of film a bit of the environment to see what it looked like. And in particular, some of the things that we filmed were the different signs that they put up. You know, different statements of what their demands were and what their interests were and what their thoughts were. So we did that. So then we actually went and I filmed Tim actually talking to some of the people there. So Tim, tell us, what exactly were you hoping to accomplish by going down there?
So if you've paid attention in the social media or the talk radio of the more recent months, you've heard that Occupy Portland is mostly socialists or useful idiots or libertarians, and I just wanted to see what Occupy Portland was all about.
Wait, hold on. Now, you use the term useful idiots. What are you talking about there?
So Lenin used to use that term to refer to the people that brought him to power. They were the people that, for one reason or another, were interested in the socialists or the communists coming to power because it would, in some way, enable them in the short term. However,
what he considered to be the ignorant masses or something?
Yes, that's what he considered to be the ignorant masses that would have a very narrow interest in his party coming to power that would eventually bring him to a position where he could take total control.
Because there couldn't be any more donations if everybody quit, because they wouldn't have food either.
No, you're right. But people are not going to sit around and be like, well, there's no money, we're not going to eat.
Well, yeah, no.
We got the machines to build to continue growing food every time. Every day we had those tools. So people would actually volunteer and be like, well, we got 100,000 acres, we can make food happen now and plan ahead.
Okay, so how long does it take to grow a field of wheat?
I don't know, I'm not a farmer.
So once we got down to Occupy Portland, we went to a booth named Information, and we met Jordan Ledoux.
You know, I feel like what's missed by a lot of people, maybe that aren't very socialist minded, is that the way we structure our corporations right now is not at all related to what is described as capitalism. Well, what we have right now is a lot closer to like a plutocracy. You know, for me, I'm more of a libertarian. I'm not really about that whole socialism thing. So I'm not really on board with that sort of thing. But I do listen to what they have to say.
Okay.
I had like an hour-long discussion with somebody from the ISO about like the philosophical particulars of Marxism versus Austrian, von Mises.
Von Mises.
Yeah.
Von Mises.
I'm
familiar with it.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, like I was saying, man, I'm all about that stuff.
Who is one of the people. We also met some other people. The Occupy Portland, our interviews weren't what exactly everything that we had expected, because I kept turning them into more of a debate. But I did get a few questions out. I asked specifically, would the banks have paid bonuses to CEOs had they been allowed to fail? Now that seems like kind of a no-brainer to the rest of us, but you would be surprised the answers we got.
Would the banks, bank corporate presidents and VPs, would they have been given bailouts had the banks been allowed to fail?
Well, God, I wouldn't think so. That's
the banks
definition
were out
of letting them fail.
Obviously, they would have failed, and the bank. So this call for this outrage from the federal government over the bailout banks giving bonuses to their corporate CEOs. That's kind of silly, considering if they hadn't bailed them out, they wouldn't have given any bailouts at all, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
given
I mean, any bonuses.
And you know, like I was saying, you were asking about blame, and you know, I started with, well, the federal government and the government in general certainly deserves a significant portion of blame.
I also asked the question, well, who was at fault for the crash of 2008 and the inept recovery? And some interesting answers to that.
Where's the fault placed for like the 2008 collapse? I believe that's probably what this grew out of, right? Is the 2008 collapse and the inept recovery that is quote unquote recovery, right? Because we're not really in a recovery.
No, we're not.
We're just in a superinflation, a hyperinflation, and actually things are about to get much, much worse, and a lot of people don't realize that. But where do you place the blame for all that?
Me personally, I think that the blame, there's a whole lot of blame to go around, you know. I think the government deserves a significant portion of blame.
Okay.
You know, well, I mean, first of all, the way that we have the Federal Reserve Board set up right now is that it's privately owned, so a lot of the banks that are regulated through the Federal Reserve are also members of the Federal Reserve and chairmen of the Federal Reserve, so they kind of get to make their own rules.
So there's there's a rotating door of government and the Federal Reserve and
Exactly.
you know, the upper banks, the money center banks as they're referred to in the media.
And a lot of people that end up in that aspect of government, through the Treasury and things like that, are people who, you know, both Bush and Obama, and basically what they did is they drew on, hey, you were an executive in the banking industry, how about I just put you in charge of the Treasury? And I don't see how that's a great idea.
Well, that's the nature of regulation, though, right? Is you're going to go get somebody who understands the industry you're regulating, and where are you going to find those? In the industry, the actual insiders that are being regulated. So,
right, in a large way,
a problem.
In a large way, I don't think we should be creating systems that are so complex that we physically can't have government regulate.
One other thing I asked are, what are the demands of Occupy Portland? And I got some, well, less than satisfying answers to that.
Pretending that there is only one part of the system that is failing is something that it is something that kind of misses the point of the fact that these are interconnected systems that are failing altogether.
So you said you don't have any demands as far as Occupy Portland.
I have my own personal demands.
Let me hear.
That's based on sustainability.
Sustainability. So
It's a long, wordy kind of document. It takes about 5 minutes to get through it. I don't have it on me right now.
okay.
Yeah.
Sustainable living.
Yeah.
Are you talking about UN Agenda 21? No.
No.
Okay. Did you know that the UN has a sustainable living Agenda 21 trying
I'm not about that. I'm actually about you, me, him, all of us right here in this city working together to compromise the system to become sustainable people. I'm not talking about asking the UN for help. I'm not talking about outside corporations.
Well, it's not really, UN's not really there to help us. They're there to kind of control.
I don't want them to do anything for us. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I want us to make a manifesto of sustainability together, and let's build it together. Let's have our own communities that do that, not be forced to have babysitters do it for us. Let's do it ourselves. Let's exercise our power.
So I've been coming down, I've been organizing since about 4 or 5 weeks before this all went down, starting late August. And I'm hoping to change the system. Like, I really understand that our system is broken, our economic system. We need an economic system that meets the needs of people and within the confines of the planet, and the current economic system doesn't do that. I am a business owner, I'm involved in the business community, I teach business, I understand business, and our business system is broken.
Okay, so what system would you recommend that we go towards?
Well, you know, so just say that I don't have a solution like some communism or socialism or whatever. But I would say I really do believe in free market economics. Their market systems work and allocate goods and resources in a certain way. The problem that we have right now is we have a system where all the funds and money pools at the top.
Okay, one thing I would mention, Tim touched on it briefly, is that frankly, Tim, at this point, is better at being interviewed than he is at being an interviewer. We're working on that skill there. We went down there for 2 hours and only interviewed 3 people. Like you said, he got into kind of debates with them, and tried to find the more well-spoken individuals that we could find to talk to. We didn't want to waste our time with others, but if we'd had it to do over again, we probably would have gotten more input from a wider variety of people to try to get what we might consider to be a more representative sample of the entire movement. So, although we can't really say that that the 3 people we talked to would be individuals that would completely encompass what we're looking at there as far as all the people, not entirely representative, but they're what we got. So on this little video here, you've seen a few little clips just to give you a taste of what we filmed. We don't want to take anything out of context or whatever to give you the wrong impression of any of these individuals. So what we're going to do is, beyond this tape, we're also going to make the actual interviews that he did with these individuals in their entirety available through links on the Oregon 10th Amendment website. So there's 3 different individuals and 3 different interviews. So if this seems at all interesting to you and you want to hear exactly word for word everything that was said and nothing out of context, actually look those videos up and take a look at them, because they are interesting. So anything else to add, Tim?
That's it. For the Oregon 10th Amendment Center, I'm signing off.